Hello, welcome to Who Watched It again. So, your homework was to watch episode 7 of The Daleks and The Edge of Destruction. Let's do episode 7 of the Rescue first, the Daleks storyline. It got 10.4 million in the ratings. It was transmitted on the 1st of February 1964, 5:15 on the BBC. It's been repeated twice. So it was repeated on the 13th of November 1999 on BBC Two at 10:30 in the evening as part of Doctor Who Night. So I'll be honest, it was a bit of a mess, that transmission, and I'll put a link to a video which explains it a lot better than I can. But basically, they kind of got the transmission length of episode 7 wrong, and they ended up using the last few minutes of episode 6 of the Daleks. And then there was an error when they were transferring over the video for episode 7, and a couple of minutes from episode 7 they had to leave out, to cut out. So it was a bit of a botched job, but it was still part of Doctor Who Night. It was also transmitted on the 9th of April 2008 on BBC 4 at 7:55. But quick synopsis of that episode. Antidus then, we left him falling in the hole, and he sacrifices his life. He cuts the rope and he lets himself fall to save Ian. The others press on and they go, oh, there's no way out. And then, a bit miraculously, Ian goes, well, I can see some light. And then he pulls this rock away and they're there. They're there at the city. I'm not really sure how that works, but let's not worry about it. Anyway, the Daleks have now taken the Doctor and Susan to their control room. And the Daleks still have their plans to wipe all other life out of Skaro. But at the front of the city, Aladon has also led another band of Thals in an assault, and it's all happening at the same time, really. So I'm really not sure at the end how the Daleks become immobile and die. There's a lot of pushing the Daleks to one side going on, and I'm not sure. The Daleks beg the Doctor to kind of repair their system. The Doctor says he wouldn't know how to. And at that point, you see the Daleks kind of dead on the floor, and you think, well, that's the last time we're going to see them. But it isn't, as we will find out during this rerun. I don't know. It was a bit of a not the strongest episode, I'd say, of the 7-episode run, but I'm looking forward to seeing it again in the colorized version, just to see if I pick up more, I guess. I have seen a clip of the colorized one, I should say, on BBC One's Morning Live. It was on this morning, and the colorized footage looks absolutely fantastic. Anyway, at the end of episode 7, they all return to the Thal camp. The Doctor and his party make their farewells, and as they take off, there's a bit of an explosion in the console and in the TARDIS, and the 4 travellers fall to the floor, which leads us then into the Edge of Destruction, which is a 2-parter. Episode 1 was transmitted on the February the 8th, 1964. 10.4 million in the ratings. On at 5:15 again. It's never been repeated on terrestrial TV. And it is a bit of a strange one, I have to say. That's my honest opinion. The BBC apparently initially committed to 4 episodes of Doctor Who. And midway through the production of Unearthly Child, this was upped to 13, apparently. And together with the Unearthly Child and the Daleks only totalled 11, with a tiny budget. Out came The Edge of Destruction. So the writer was David Whittaker, and apparently I think he wrote it in 2 days, I think I've read, whilst I was putting all this together. But the series had also gone extremely over budget. So the production team needed to make some money save some money on these episodes. It is a strange story. As I say, I've seen this one before. So following on from the explosion at the end of the Daleks story, they're all briefly unconscious inside the TARDIS, and when they come round, everyone just begins to act strangely. There's doors opening and closing on their own. Susan threatens Ian at one point with a knife. There's a strange thing going on with the watches and clocks. Why are they melting? And at the end of the episode, someone tries to grab the Doctor by the throat. So, incidentally, bit of trivia. Number 1 whilst these 2 episodes was transmitted was The Searchers, Needles and Pins, great song, which spent 3 weeks at number 1, their second number 1, and it was written by Good quiz question, this. Sonny Bono of Sonny and Cher. There you go. Anyway, on to episode 2 of The Edge of Destruction, The Brink of Disaster, which got 9.9 million in the ratings, slightly down on the first episode. Again, it was on at 5:15, February the 15th, 1964, and again, no repeat on terrestrial TV. So the Doctor's attacker is Ian, and a strange force has compelled Ian to stop the Doctor from operating the TARDIS's controls. But Ian recognises the Doctor in time and he collapses. And anyway, the Doctor realises that the TARDIS's power source, located beneath the console, is trying to force its way out, and they're only minutes from destruction. All happens in the TARDIS, this and the TARDIS's rooms. Barbara deduces that the strange events are an attempt by the TARDIS to warn the crew that something is wrong, and the Doctor deduces that the TARDIS is heading to the beginning of the solar system, and the Doctor traces the fault of the ship to a broken spring in the fast return switch. Now, a bit about the fast return switch. Apparently, I read today that you can see where it says fast return switch in pen. I'm going to have to rewind and look out for that and try and pause it. But apparently it does say fast return switch, and apparently that was used during the rehearsals, so William Hartnell would know what button to press, and it was never kind of hidden away for the recording. Anyway, the strange events the four have been experiencing were the TARDIS's attempts to warn its passengers before the ship would have been destroyed. They fix the fast return switch and everything returns to normal. And at the end of the episode, the four go out to explore the new surroundings. This time, it's a snowy plain. And when Barbara and Susan go outside, they discover a giant footprint in the snow. And of course, it's Marco Polo that would be next. But that's lost. A bit more notes about The Edge of Destruction, though. William Hartnell apparently initially complained about the script due to the number of lines, while Carol Ann Ford was sceptical that the characters would appear mad without reason compared to the previous stories. Conversely, Jacqueline Hill and William Russell, happy birthday William Russell, 99 this week, appreciated the chance to explore their characters in more depth. The serial, The Edge of Destruction, cost a total of £1,480, so far less than the £2,500 granted for each episode. Apparently, Brian Hodgson of the Radiophonic Workshop designed the serial's sounds, while the music was just selected from a range of sample mood music from library discs, again to save money. So there's no soundtrack on Spotify, unlike the Daleks, I'm afraid, for this one. But anyway, there you go. That's the end of the Daleks and The Edge of Destruction. Please tell me what you think in the comments. As I say, for me, it is a bit of a strange story. But your homework for next week is The Daleks Colorised, which of course will premiere on BBC 4 on Thursday, the 23rd of November at 7:30. So your homework before next Wednesday at 8 is to watch The Daleks Colorised. I'm really looking forward to seeing it. As I say, I've seen a clip this morning, a moving clip, not the pictures, and it does look fantastic. So again, that's your homework for next week. Thanks for watching Who Watched It, and keep following us as we continue Series 1 from Doctor Who. Bye for now.